It's a gorgeous day today. We're outside Rossio station and we're going to Sintra for the day.
Yeah, it'd be brilliant. It's about a 30-40 minute train journey. Looking forward to it.
Look at this station. Pretty impressive.
Unfortunately, we just missed the 9:41 train, but we're getting the 10:01 to Sintra here on platform 3. Look at this lovely railway station.
This is a commuter train that was absolutely full when it arrived, and now it's pretty empty because it's only tourists heading to Sintra going the other way. That was an easy 40-minute journey and it only cost €2 with the Viagem card, so very good value for money. Now we're in Sintra, which is a lovely town, like with the hills and some nice beautiful walks. And up on the hill above this town, I don't know if you can see up there, is the Moorish castle with its battlements looking over the city. It looks really quite interesting. We're gonna head up that way, see what we can see. So I've come out of the station, dodged the touts, and now walking through the historic centre, we think, up towards the Moorish castle on the hill. So we've accidentally stumbled on the Parque na Liberdade, Freedom Park. It's really quite pleasant. Lots of exotic trees. And we're going to wander up this way, up the hill a little. The Igreja de Santa Maria. We've come to up the hill. And that way to the Castelo de Moros. So we are heading in the right direction. We've just discovered this house was lived in by Hans Christian Andersen in 1866. We'd read that he'd been here in Sintra, so that was fortunate. This is what the Moorish castle and its grounds look like. It was 8th century apparently. On here it says 10th, but the Moors built it and then the Christians retook it in the Reconquest. We're going to walk up some of these hiking trails and see the church and some of the views from up there, and then head down to the Palace of Pena. So there are the prices to go inside the castle. €8 for adults, $6.50 for under 18s. And it's mostly walls that have been reconstructed after they fell into dilapidation and the earthquake. But I think you can see inside some of the towers as well, so if you're into that thing, it might be worth the entry and for the view alone. The castle was built to have a commanding viewpoint out towards the Atlantic Ocean, and there it is on the horizon. It's a great militarily strategic location to look out over the hills and valleys below.
Views up here are quite stunning. Definitely watch your step though, because this wall, I don't know if you can see it, just comes up to my knee. Bit of a drop down.
These are the remnants of the second circle of walls. I imagine these would have been built over 1,000 years ago. I'm not sure if these have been rebuilt because there was a lot of damage after the 1755 earthquake, but still very, very impressive.
So we come through here, the second set of walls. Broad up there, the Moorish castle to the right and the Palacio de Pena to the left. Another information board. It's really good actually. They do give a lot of information when you come to this park.
We are here. Estamos aquí. castle walls is a church, and it was 12th century, just built after the Reconquest, the first church built after they drove the Moors out. It's now an interpretation centre. You can go in, and this is free.
Novo centro de apoio ao visitante foi construído na área das antigas cavalariças, utilizando madeira de acácia proveniente da limpeza das matas. Venha então à conquista do novo Castelo dos Mouros.
So also just below the castle walls, you've got medieval burial site here of Muslim and Christian up into the 14th century, where bodies were buried below the city walls, castle walls.
We think we've finally come to the entrance of the castle and the ticket office. Just around there. So I'd say normal days this is absolutely full of people. Queues galore, but in these times there aren't many people about at all. And here we have the remains of the Islamic houses, 10th to 12th century. Nice sheltered side of the hill.
So if you just want to escape to a beautiful, peaceful, forested park, this is certainly the place to come.
And I think we've just found our picnic spot. This is just glorious. Look at the views. You've got the old castle wall, forest, and the view out over the city that way.
So the Palacio de Pena is high above us on the hill. It's surrounded by 200 hectares of park. It's €7.50 to get into the park and €14 to get into the palace. And we're going to go back into the woods for another hike.
Different transport options here in Sintra. We've got this amazingly cute little vehicle. There's the Pena Palace, and in comes the bus, the 434. Amazing views up there of the castle walls. Come to another crossroads, and we're going to head round this way to see if we can get a better view of the Pena Castle, Pena Palace. I am impressed with these maps and signs. See here on the other side, it's quite a good angle of the Palace of Pena. Pena Palace. It's a bit tricky getting a good angle through the trees, but you can get an idea of the bright colours and interesting architecture. And here we're down at the like the duck and goose pond. This is where they live in their lovely towers. Is that one in the centre, and the pink one over in the distance to the right. We come around this beautiful lake, and the ferns were brought in from Australia and New Zealand. So lovely. Lee's idea in walking down this way was it would make a nice circle back to the historic centre. But when you see words like Cliff of Amizad, I have to be a little bit worried.
Trail's getting interesting coming down here.
And yet it is down, down all the way.
These boulders look absolutely enormous. It looks like they've fallen down from above, maybe during the earthquake. And then Mandy pointed out that there's a part of the old wall here just overgrown. Amazing.
And also look at how deep it is down there, between those rocks.
It's like a big chasm. Not sure what's down there, but there be dragons.
So here's the cliff of Amazade and all the rock climbing routes. Wow, I mean it does look quite impressive. Got the steps going down. I think some people there getting ready to do some climbing. And I can go up this way. I'll go around the other side as well, just so you can have a better look.
Some very interesting routes up there. More beautiful views from the trail out to the Atlantic, and some interesting big houses down there too.
Glorious! Feels like you could be in the tropics right now.
So this is the Villa Sassetti. It looks quite remarkable. It's free to get into, and the gardens are really quite splendid. Unfortunately, the house seems to be closed as well. Disappointing. Looks like some renovations going on inside, or it might be because of COVID, I don't know, but it's all locked up. But the grounds themselves are worth coming here for.
So we've walked down the stairs. We've come out to kind of like more official entrance, I think.
Yeah, it's a fantastic walk down from there. It'd be a nice way to go up to the castle as well, I think. Really good.
You thought it seemed a bit steeper, but yeah,
Yeah.
way more shady.
So in the summer when it's hot, preferred route, I'd say.
And Lee just said to me, it's hard to believe this is only a €2 train ride.
From central Lisbon, so if you're fed up with the city and you want somewhere quiet and peaceful to go and sit or go for nice hikes, this is perfect, Sintra.
Definitely. And I love this to the side. It's the picnic park. Parque de Merendas. There's even a climbing wall. Picnic tables. And a kiosk I'm sure is open in summer. And to feel even more like home, it's a Tasmanian blue gum. Wow. Still haven't quite worked out what this amazing building is with its 2 turrets there.
Love the street names. Let me try and get this one right. Juan Maria Eugenia Reis Ferreira Navarro Grande Benemerita Social.
Ah, well done. Sounds good to me.
Back into the old town now, and we've worked out that the building with the cones on the top is in fact the National Palace. This was a resident of the royal family for many centuries.
Got a better overview of Sintra now. So we'd walked in past that building with the amazing turret, like to the left. We walked along this road here, and it sort of disappears into shade, but like directly ahead, we went through a hole in the wall, a gateway, into the garden, to a park of Liberty, I think, Libertad Park, and then we ended up like wiggly-waggling our way up and then around past the castle on the left-hand side. So we were wondering where on earth the historic centre of Sintra was, and I'm really pleased that we've come, you know, a big massive circle all the way around, but down this way, and we've actually
Full circle. And that pretty much wraps our walking day up around Sintra. Palace is an incredible place to sit underneath as the sun goes down and look over this very pretty town with its hills and its forests and its crowning glory on top, the Moorish castle. And we'll slowly make our way back to the railway station and back to Lisbon.
So after a brilliant day, back at the train station, we're going to get the 5:10 train back to Lisbon.